So here we are in front of Chaotic, this Bali 5.4, one of MazOcean's latest projects. Here on this boat, we have a brand new Bali Catamaran coming in from France that's doing a bunch of eco options here, going into the charter fleet in the Caribbean. And they came to us to say, hey, what can we do to bring this boat into the newest technology, be the most eco-efficient yacht we can for their Caribbean charter package that they're putting together. So we've paired up a bunch of charge and load sources here and equipment to make this super efficient. We've got 3,000 watts of solar that you can't even see because it's hidden in flex panels on the top of the boat. We've got a 30 kilowatt lithium bank, 10,000 watts of inversion, so they can run all their alternating current loads off their batteries. We've also put in a dual integral system on the engines so they can charge at 18 kilowatts when they're running their engines. And then we've installed a Termodinamica AC system, which is the most efficient air conditioning system on the market for the marine. And by pairing all these things together, we really allow them to mitigate their generator runtime, maximize their fuel economy, maximize their engine runtime by leveraging that with charge to their large battery bank. And we're gonna let these guys go out there, run the air conditioning, run the appliances, do all the things they want to do without having to listen to a pesky generator, limiting the hours on the generator, the maintenance, the fuel burn, and obviously the noise and the smell of a running generator. So we've really built an ecosystem here by upgrading this factory Bali with the latest in yacht technology. Here we've just finished installing some really nice solar flex panels here on the brow, on top of the hardtop, around the coach roof. Got almost 3 kilowatts of solar here, being run by Victron charge controllers, charging up the 48 volt battery bank here on board this boat. All the panels that you see here are all 110 watts. They come in 2 different shapes. Here we have the wider ones, and then we have the 4 slim 110 watt panels here, allowing us to mount just the right amount of solar to fit the space by using different shapes and sizes of panels. So up here we've got the 7 panels. This is 770 watts of solar, and that's gonna charge a 48 volt bank on board. Here on the hardtop of this Bali 5.4, we've got 210 watt solar panels here, a 220 watt solar panel, and also a 330 watt solar panel. So each side of the boom here, we have 770 watts of solar, giving us just about 1.5 kilowatts just on top of this hardtop without impeding the windows to see your sails or the boom or the lines or anything like that. So we can really generate a ton of power with these flex panels and maximizing the size and shape of where they all go. Here's an example of one of the things we do here at MazOcean. We've installed a Starlink Satellite Internet System on this boat. This is the Starlink flat panel performance maritime antenna. We've installed this here up on the coach roof, run the wires down to below decks where we have the router and the power supply. And this is gonna allow the family that owns this boat to basically travel anywhere in the world with high-speed internet, streaming Netflix, whatever they wanna do for a really fair price and really high speeds. Just finished the install of these solar panels. So we're going in here and we're just looking at the individual production of each charge controller. So you can see that each set of panels has its own charge controller here on the device list on the Cerbo Display. So as you can see here, we're currently producing about 400 watts of solar. Our battery bank is mostly charged. And with this Termodinamica system, we're actually running the AC right now. We're only pulling 1,600 watts total, which is pretty incredible for a 54-foot catamaran. So MazOcean and Termodinamica have been teamed up for a number of years, doing lots of projects together. We use Termodinamica equipment. They're the manufacturer, the support, they do the commissioning and all that. MazOcean does the installs. We plan the systems out and to integrate with our battery systems. And by having us both here in Fort Lauderdale, it really allows the customer to come to one place to get a full, complete system from soup to nuts. So that way the AC, the battery system, the whole thing is all tied together. Hunter and I are working together all the time to design and build systems, whether it's based on power requirements or air conditioning requirements. And so we take the needs of the client, and then we make sure that each of our two sides understand what the goal is, so we can really pair the AC and the battery systems together well.
Today we're on a Bali 5.4 showcasing a recent install of the Termodinamica system. The system cooling this boat will typically run on about 2,000 watts, about the same as a blender for cooling the boat at night. Sometimes less, sometimes more. Of course, it would depend on the environment and the conditions. Here we have the master touch display, which is the brain of the system. The technology behind our system is variable refrigerant volume. The entire Termodinamica system is networked together in a smart network with some in-house design software and hardware. The VRV technology coupled with our in-house engineering is how we achieve the phenomenal efficiency levels that we reach with our air conditioning. The compressor page has a whole suite of data, most of which you'll never have to worry about. This is, however, very beneficial for our technicians. They can remotely connect to your system as long as your vessel has internet, and we can see all the same data that you can and remotely diagnose any issues if there were ever one to come up. One of the really nice innovative features of our system is the power management bar and power manager screen. There are two settings here. One is the eco mode, which with the single press of a button, we can limit the power of the entire system to a predefined setting, which is great when you might have limited inverter capacity or shore power, which is not what you wish it to be.
When we're on lithium battery only, would we go to eco mode, or you don't need to?
No, this system, I mean, honestly, we're probably going to draw about as much power as it takes your blender to make your favorite tropical beverage. So, I mean, your blender running in the Caribbean is gonna be about the same at night as what our system will draw to keep your entire vessel cool. So it's so efficient that it's really, I honestly, you may even never have to use the eco mode. But it's there if you need it, right? And then the other option is the instantaneous power limit, which is this slider bar here. So if there's just a brief period of time where, you know, the loads are gonna be high on the inverter, you could limit that if you wish. Slide the power limit to a desired setting and limit the maximum consumption of the system for that period of time until we change it. Here we have one of our air handlers, and as you'll notice, the air handler is rather compact. This unit is actually 30,000 BTUs. That doesn't mean it's always using 30,000 BTUs. However, it has the ability to use up to 30,000 BTUs. The air handler comes with a number of innovative features, in our opinion. We have a 2-inch stainless steel drain pan to help mitigate any water sloshing. Drains on both sides. We've insulated the unit very well. You can see here with the silver coating. Filters with Velcro to help reduce any dust and dirt from coming into contact with the fins. This helps keep your cabin environment fresh.
Just to give you ideas, some numbers on this vessel, you could possibly expect the entirety of the AC system over the course of a day to pull maybe 60 to 80 kilowatts, and we've got two Integrel systems, one on each engine, that'll produce 18 kilowatts per hour. So in just a few hours of engine runtime, we can replenish and store energy in our battery bank that then Termodinamica can run off of for an extended period of time. So you can really leverage your engine runtime, your limited generator time, your low consumption AC, the large battery bank to basically give you the freedom to operate as if you had a generator running 24/7 with no exhaust, no maintenance, no fuel burn. So it's really the best system to enjoy the boat and enjoy the outdoors without hearing the generator and the dirty exhaust and things like that.
So now we'll take a look at the heart of the system, which is the compressor. It's got a nice compact design, which can fit easily in a refit or in a new build. We'll go down to the port engine room and take a look at that now. So here we have our VRV22. This is the compressor system for the Bali 5.4. It's very quiet, it's very reliable, and obviously compact and really lightweight. The entire compressor fits in half about the space of a typical compressor system of this size. This particular unit is capable of 115,000 BTUs, which is really plenty of capacity for the vessel. The idea is that we want plenty of capacity, and we want this system to run at about 25 to 30% of its operational capacity on average. That helps us extend the lifetime of the overall system and also to reach those efficiency targets by keeping it in an optimal range.
And I want to take a minute to show you the Integrel Power Solution here. So here on the front of the engine here, you can see the custom fabricated Integrel bracket, the pink one here, with the generator running off of it there. It's got a belt, its own pulley, its own setup here. So it's a secondary system to the engine. So all the factory engine parts and pieces can stay in place. We still have the primary 12-volt alternator, but now we have this large 8 kilowatt power maker here on the inboard side. That alternator there runs to the controller mounted on the forward bulkhead, which translates the current from the alternator into a 48-volt charge. That controller then is CAN bus integrated into the system so that it can communicate with our BMS, our battery management system of our lithium batteries, to make sure that we're charging at the correct voltage, correct current, and it knows when the batteries are fully charged or close to being charged to ramp down and then turn off the charging system. What this allows you to do is leverage anytime you're running the engines, whether it be moving from spot to spot or motor sailing. And anytime you're running these engines now, all that wasted power that was just lost in your power delta is now being sliced into your batteries to store for a later time. Or if you want to run your AC the same time as you're running your engines, you're basically not going to have to tap into your battery bank because you're going to make so much more power here than what you're going to pull from the boat. So this is a great way to increase efficiency, decrease generator hours, and just leverage the equipment you already have on board to create a whole new possibility of creating power off of this propulsion engine here. So here in the starboard aft cabin on Chaotic, this 5.4 Bali, we have 4 NG Energy 304 amp hour 25.6 volt lithium phosphate batteries. You can see the 4 batteries here. These 4 batteries represent almost 3,000 amps in 12 volt in a traditional AGM battery bank and the amount of power they can hold. So if anyone's familiar with the old 8D style battery or the bus battery, it basically is the equivalent here with these 4 batteries of 20 of those 200-pound bus batteries in this small bank here. This bank has tons of capability. We've got a 1,000 amp continuous discharge, 1,000 amp continuous charge, and with these 4 batteries, we've got 30 kilowatt hours of capacity here. So you can really see how switching to lithium phosphate, especially in the external BMS system, can really save just so much space and create so much capacity in such a small area. Hi, I'm Alex Kosmakos from Mads Ocean Yacht Technology. We're a company based here in South Florida, specializing in all things electronic or electrical. Anything that plugs in or gets power is our specialty. Everything from large lithium systems, solar panels, navigation equipment, security, monitoring, IT, AV, internet systems on boats. Both if you have a new boat that you'd like to upgrade straight out of the factory, or you've got an older boat you want to refit, we're the place to come to take care of all that for you and bring your boat into the 21st century with the most modern equipment and all the newest technology available.